Hello, my name is Rob, and today I am at Disneyland Paris, and I want to tell you about my favourite ride ever, the Haunted Mansion, or as it's known here, the Phantom Manor. Welcome to Rob's Randoms. On this channel, I make weekly videos about absolutely anything, and this weekend I am in Disneyland Paris, and I figured I would make some videos about the happiest place on Earth. The happiest place in Europe, I suppose. So yes, we are at the Phantom Manor, my favourite ride ever, and I figured today I would tell you a little bit about the story of this place, and also some of the fun Easter eggs and little things that people may have missed normally. So let's first explain the story of Phantom Manor, as it is different to the Haunted Mansion ride. The Phantom Manor is owned by a Henry Ravenswood, who got rich when he discovered gold in the Big Thunder Mountain. A gold rush town then sprang up, which is the entirety of Frontierland, and he built his family a house overlooking Big Thunder Mountain. Henry Ravenswood and his wife Martha then had a daughter called Melanie. Melanie then grew up and started dating. However, all of these men wanted to take Melanie away to somewhere else. But Melanie's father, Henry, grew so enraged at the idea of somebody taking his daughter away, he ended up killing any suitor who grew too close to Melanie. Eventually, Melanie fell in love with a man called Jake, who was a train engineer on Big Thunder Mountain. And before her father could do anything about it, the gold mining in Big Thunder Mountain caused an earthquake that killed most of the town, as well as Henry and Martha. Melanie and Jake were then set to marry, but on the day of the wedding, Jake disappeared, being taken by a mysterious phantom, the ghost of Henry Ravenswood. The grief of losing her fiancé caused Melanie to go insane, and she then filled her days wandering the manor, still wearing her wedding dress, waiting for the day that her beloved would return. The story of Phantom Manor is pretty dark and mature, and maybe that's what makes it my favourite ride in the entire park. So now let me tell you about some of the Easter eggs and fun little hidden messages you can find here at the Phantom Manor. All of these can be found outside of it because I don't want to go filming inside of there or just want to experience the ride. So let's tell you about some of these fun little Easter eggs. This is the sign for the Phantom Manor. However, just underneath it and very easily missed is some Latin words, presumably the motto of the Ravenswood family. It reads, "Non omnis moria," which when translated into English becomes "I will not die completely," which becomes very ominous now that we know the story of Henry Ravenswood. So just outside the Phantom Manor and just around the corner we have the Thunder Mesa Boot Hill Cemetery. Now, this is a very small area outside Phantom Manor, and I feel like a lot of guests kind of miss it when they come out, but it's so full of lots of fun little secrets and extra Easter eggs that you can discover. So here we also have the graves for Henry of Martha Ravenswood. But obviously the main feature of this cemetery is this large black crypt here, which is obviously Melanie's grave. And if you listen closely, you can still hear her heartbeat as she yearns for her lost love. And finally, I don't know if this counts as an Easter egg. You can tell me in the comments. So here at the Big Thunder Mountain Railway, I forget the actual name of the ride, just before you get on in the loading area, there is a sign that says "Now hiring engineers." Now, is that just a regular sign that you would see at something like this? Or is that a reference to Jake, who was an engineer and now is missing because he is now dead? Let me know in the comments. I don't know if that counts as an Easter egg, but I'm counting it as one because I discovered it and I haven't read it online anywhere. So that was the story and some Easter eggs you can find here at the Phantom Manor. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please do click like and subscribe. My name is Rob, and I will see you in another random video next week.